Hello and welcome to Pantheon Tea. This is going to be your one-stop shop, you guys, for all of your Webtoon drama. This is where we dive into controversial topics, Webtoon topics, different crazy creators, companies, whatever I'm feeling like talking about. Basically, this is where Apollo goes to relieve all of his delusion about what's going on in the Webtoon community. So this is straight vibes. Just think that way. So if you do have something juicy that you want to talk about, you can always reach out to me and I would love to discuss it. You guys know I love to yap. And so this stream, the way it's going to work is we're going to discuss whatever scandalizing topic, this one being all about. And then, so once we finish the topic, we'll have a brief Q&A where you can ask me whatever you would want, and then we'll do a creator shout out. I don't think I did a creator shout out this week. Did I do one? You'll have to stick around to find out. All right, so grab a snack, grab a drink, grab some headphones, or whatever else you will need as we dive into the topic. Also, the art on screen is done by the creator of, oh no, it slipped, the Mask Queen. And it's amazing. It's a meme of their own stuff, and I just found it so hilarious. So please support the Mask Queen and thank her for this amazing art. By the way, if I did not mention this is a very serious topic. Do you find webtoons cringe? So I'm just saying, we're gonna keep it a buck. It's gonna be straight serious talk after this. Also, I've leveled up the presentation, y'all. We got transitions. So slight disclaimer, just remember, take everything with a grain of salt. Of course, these are my opinions, even though sometimes I do research. I didn't do any research for this video. This is just gonna be what came out of my brain when I was making up the PowerPoint. And let's enter. So basically the way I wanted to structure this is from what I've looked at off of Reddit. You guys know I love Reddit. What people talk about in terms of things being cringe, what they find cringe in stories. And so cringe to me, definition wise, is just stuff that's weird or awkward to read. For webtoons, it could be awkward visuals, it could be awkward character dynamics. It's the wildest thing. And so I found this original webtoon. It's called Not So Shoujo. Is that the right name? I need to link it. I'm going to link it after this. But literally, I was just this band is the definition of cringe to me. And I love it. I feel I'm turned off by it. But it's also hilarious because this is the hot guy of that series. He's straight the guy who can do no wrong. He's fit bro, he's hot bro, he's athletic bro, he's I can do no wrong, straight A's bro. So I'm just what is this madness? Does no one see this chin? Cringe. So that is cringe, and I broke up cringe into different different topic areas, and the first topic we're going to cover is characters. Okay, let me just start with this. The thing that drives me the craziest, that I find to be the cringiest stuff whenever I'm reading something, is a character that has no self-preservation. So literally, a character will be I think we should all split up. And I know it's for the plot. I get it. But I'm don't let the main character suggest this. Let a dumb character suggest it and everyone just go along with it. If I am being chased by a villain, by a serial killer, by a sociopath, I'm sticking to whoever is by me. So that I can have someone to push at the serial killer. And so I'm literally thinking as I'm reading things and screaming at them, I'm where is your brains? What has happened to your brains? Do you not have that instinct within you for self-preservation? Because I feel all of the choices you have made are literally about death. And it doesn't always have to be literal death. It can just be technical death, death of a relationship. Because there's moments in romances where it's did we think this through, bestie? Were you sitting there and you basically told yourself, I feel the music is really loud. Is the music loud? It could be me. But I feel There are crucial moments where it's like this character was so empathetic and loving the entire time, and then she literally just decided that she was just going to burn everything down. Like, she's in a happy, committed relationship, and then she sees hot biker bro walk in who's like evil and mean, and she's just like, forget John. John is boring. I want Xander. Why is every like hot guy character have like the most like interesting names? Like, all of the boring characters, let them be John, let them be Tim, let them be Bob. If it's a main character, they're gonna have one of those names. And I guess that's jumping onto another cringe thing that I have about naming of characters. I'm like, John, your parents did not love you. Like, what happened? Like, all of the ugly people in these worlds have the basic names. And it's like the parents know. They, like, see their baby and they're like, oh my good grief. I just can't. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting some comments. So Fish said, what is that? Chin. Tate said, that's some Jay Leno chin right there. No, that goes hard, Tate. That goes hard. Brains are in his chin. Listen, he is basically the moon at this point. So if you guys don't know what we're talking about, look up at the screen and you will see it. Beanie said, I hate when the girl is the size of a child. She's like not even to the guy's shoulder. He looks like her dad. I hate that too. Like, it bothers me so hard whenever, like, okay, there are people that have size preferences and whatnot, which we're not getting into that. That is not this type of stream. But it does bother me with like every character. It's like, I'm 0 feet tall and I want a giant. I'm like, do you? You want someone 8 feet tall? Why? Like, y'all can't even have the same conversation. Y'all can't even have the same conversation in the same atmosphere. Like, it does not make sense. Delphi said, as a 4'11 woman, I can't relate, but I do get bothered when the girl just have a childish aesthetic and the man looks like an adult. Okay. I never understand, like, I get it, sometimes opposites attract and people, but if you look like a child and I look like an adult, I don't think, like, I would be worried about what people would think. I would be like, you need to change clothes. Like, that should be an episode. Like, if two characters fall in love and if one is, like, Henry Cavill and the other one is, like, what's that girl from Stranger Things? You know who I'm talking about. 11. We're going to call her 11. But if Henry Cavill was like, yes, 11, you know, you are of legal age and I do love you and I think we should get together. I'd be like, girl, you better start dressing older. Like, it's not going to work otherwise. Okay. So my first thing was characters that just lose their brains or have no brains throughout the whole story and everything works out for them. I want that reality manipulating ability. Like, if that is real, I want that. Like, if I'm ever in a situation, just know I'm over there calculating everyone else's demise and who I can go with that I could beat in a race. Like, I'm not going with Jock Bro. I'd be like, let me go with, yeah. What? Okay, my next thing is when there is a hot character. Like, and I'm talking, you know, the character is fine. It could be an actor, it could be a, you know, Webtoon character, whatever, but you're just like, that body yada yada is where it's at. Like, I get it. I get, but I'm not reading an erotica. I do not need 16 pages of this character being described as being beautiful. I do not need 20 pages of narration telling me how attractive they are and how everybody loves them. Like, I get it. I saw the image. We all saw the image. Like, listen, if you have to keep telling me that a character is hot, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. No, it's just a straight no for me. Like, I am one of those people where I feel like when it comes to certain things, the proof is in seeing it. Like, have you ever had that friend where they talk to you about somebody and they're like, oh my God, my friend is so attractive. They're so hot. You're going to love them when you meet them. Like, they are drop dead gorgeous. When we go out to the club, it is like drink. Like, everybody is buying us drinks because they are that girl. Like, they are that girl. And I'm like, oh, are they? And then you meet them and you're like, them 16 pages you was describing, because I mean, she's cute, but she's not, yeah, a supermodel. So sometimes I feel like there is like some sort of overcompensation. I don't know if that's the same thing in like erotica books or whatever, because like I guess that's the whole point of you reading it, for you to be like, I want to know, like the sweat is dripping off of the fingertips, like okay, got it, like I get it. But like if I'm reading a YA fantasy and like the whole chapter was basically you looking in the mirror, no. Also, writers, this is for novelists out there. The looking in the mirror thing is done. Please stop. Like, it has happened too many times where like people are writing in first person and they're like, the only way people will know what my character looks like is if she looks in the mirror. Now she can tell us she got brown hair or blue eyes. Other people can be like, she fine. So I don't need you to sit there and describe like every day her outfit in the mirror. Like, let's move on from that. Okay, Tuesday said a dumb ditzy character can be endearing, but there's diminishing returns. You have to increase the level of stupidity to keep it funny, and it can get to the point the character no longer feels like it. Okay. I love me a dumb himbo. Like, but like, are there any dumb himbos that are like main character? Like, do they give main character energy? Because I feel like the dumb himbo trope is now like the side character. Like they're not giving main character energy, and so it just makes me wonder, like everybody can, like, the main character cannot be this. Like, you, like, everybody is not a dumb himbo in this group. Like, don't we usually have like one that's intelligent, like somebody who would be like, guys, have we not seen Scream? Like, literally the moment we split up, they pick us off. Like, the moment that we are alone with each other in small groups, one of us dies. Like, we need to stay together, and then we can all overpower them. Like there was this, I think it was the last Scream movie where like they were like trapped in a theater or something, and like they all dispersed. I was like, what? A theater is a giant room. Like, stay in the theater. And they were like, no, we have to go and find them. We have to go and find them because that's the only way we can defeat them. I was like, is it though? Like, I'd be making it extra hard for them to kill me. I'd be up there in the rafters. I'm like, you don't have to climb up here with your knife. And if they got too close, I would just drop on them. I would use them to cushion my own fall. I would probably die. They probably just like put the knife up and stab me. Okay. So my next point. Oh my good grief. So this is one of those, if you know, you know. So if you haven't seen this meme on like TikTok, it's not a meme, but if you haven't seen this TikTok or this Instagram reel, my name is Lavender, Arsenic, Avocado Basket. Oh my God. This has multiple layers to it. So what I wanted to bring out here, and I told you guys, this was going to be a Delulu stream. So bear with me. I know it's not a usual business stream, but I want to have more fun streams with you guys where I just talk about things that bother me. Okay, so first of all, your main character's name and or any other important characters in your series. Seriously. This is like naming your child Reebok, Nikes, Adidas the third. Like, first of all, why are there 3 of them? And second of all, if there aren't 3 of them, why did you pick the third? Like, what is this? Okay, and so I get it. You want your main character to be searchable, because literally, trust me, if you type in Lavender, Arsenic, Avocado, Basket, you know who's gonna show up. So I'm just like, I get it. You want something iconic. Like, you, not iconic. Like, I get it. You're in that area of your writing, like where you feel like being extra is worth more than being reserved. Because I will say this, I don't know if you guys have ever read Pittacus Lore. He wrote the I Am Number 4 series, and literally all of his characters have like some of the most basic names, and I don't mean that disrespectfully. I don't. But if you type in John Smith, which is the character's name, his stuff, I don't know if it'll come up per se, but I'm like 95% sure that John Smith for other things will come up. If I was braver, I would look it up on the stream, but I'm not. Tate said, honestly, I have kind of been considering going down this road with my MC. I mean, he's not dumb, just a little slow sometimes. Listen. Okay, if we go back to being the brains or whatever, I get it. Like, you can have a somewhat dumb MC. I'm all for it. But he just shouldn't be so dumb that his self-preservation is always in danger. It's like every opportunity he gets a chance to make a decision, he's making the one that's endangering him. Like, unless he's like, what's that character from, Lord, it's an anime, and the guy is literally trying to off himself all the time, like every situation. Bungo Stray Dogs, that guy. Unless your character is like that, literally stop. Like, let him make a smart decision every once in a while. Delphi. Oh my goodness. Yes, Raven Way, 100%. Okay, and listen. I will say, if you do come up with like a really ridiculous name for your MC, that's something like Lavender, Arsenic, Avocado Basket, I am here for it. Like, I would die, and every comment on any of your episodes would just be me typing their name. So just be prepared. If you make something so ridiculous like that, I will make fun of it, and I will enjoy it, and I will probably be my favorite character because of their name. But also, like, let's be real here. So then the other side of this is like, they're in this world with, like, you know, fantasy elements and everything. And then, like, you know, we've got Lavender, Arsenic, Avocado Basket. That is a tongue twister. And then we have John Smith there. And it's like, so, like, other people don't even have names like this. So, like, obviously, this is the chosen girly pop. Like, she is the one that is going to change the world. Like, she has all of the power. And so it's just like, I don't understand. Like in these fantasy worlds, sometimes I'm like, so we know there's a chosen one. There's a prophecy about the chosen one, and yet nobody is looking for the chosen one. And so it's like the chosen one appears, and then everybody's like, you can't be the chosen one. You aren't worthy. And then it's like, why not? Like, who said? Like, don't we want the chosen one? Like, are you not trying to defeat the prophecy too? This is what I'm talking about. Some of the other characters also are like, I'm like, where's your brains? Like, is no one trying to save themselves? Like, anyone who professed themselves to be the chosen one, I'd be like, let's investigate. You know who does a good job of that? The Ring of Time. Is that the series? Like, literally, they be having chosen ones pop up all the time. And they don't ignore it. They're like, maybe. Book Addict said, as an adult woman who reincarnates into a child/baby and acts like one the entire story, also the romance between them and the child version of ML, not sure how to feel about that. So I hate whenever there's any sort of like, it's weird to me sometimes when there's characters that were like adults and then they get reincarnated as babies and then they grow up and they have like their memories still. So this is completely another topic, and this is not like cringe-worthy. This is just like weird to me, but it's like, so they find someone that they like. Are they grooming them? Like, is that what's happening? Is YouTube going to like strike me for all of the randomness I'm saying? But it kind of feels that way sometimes, because I'm like, don't you understand how these relationships work? Like, am I the only one that's sitting here that's a little confused? Because I feel like you're like implanting seeds for you to love me in the future, but like they don't understand that that is love. But I'm also like, you're an adult, so you know what it is, but they don't know. Like, you can't be that innocent. Like, you can't have the brains and be innocent. Like, it just doesn't match. Like, make it make sense. Delphi said, if the character is a child, they shouldn't have a romantic arc. Agreed. 100%. Period. We're going to leave it there. Beanie said, oh, they love I Am Number 4. Listen, it was so good. Beanie, have you read the new series? Like, after they defeated, I was about to say after they defeated Pittacus Lore. Listen, That blew, like, I was so confused when I used to read that series, and I was like, by Pittacus lore, but Pittacus lore is in the book. Like, it confused me so hardcore. But after they defeated the big baddie, did you continue reading after that? I didn't read any of the new series. Like, I felt like I gave Pittacus lore 7 books, and I was like, it's not done yet? Like, you wrapped everything up. There was no loose ends. I need to know if you're reading it and if it's worth my time. Tuesday said, I don't know if I'd give a main character a ridiculous name, but I've given side character ridiculous names. 100% agree. Like, please give the side character something delusional. The webcomic I'm working on right now has a character named Auto Insurance. Just so you know, Tuesday, I will be typing on all of your episodes. Like, can I check my premiums? Okay. Oh, okay. This one drives me insane. The character, like the main character, especially, like, I don't know why it goes so hard for me when it's female, because it can be a dude too, but it's just even weirder to me. I don't know. I feel like my experience is limited because, you know, I'm a dude, but I'm like, a lot of dudes, like, I feel like it's not hard for a woman to find a man that would be interested. Most of the time. Take that with a grain of salt, but like, it's just weird to me, especially ones that like are hot. I'm like, are people not hitting on you? I'm confused because I've seen some people who are getting hit on. So it's a little confusion. So the thing here is they are very beautiful. Like, these characters are drop dead gorgeous, but the boys don't notice them. Is it like, what society do they live in? Like, are these all chivalrous men? Because like, when I'm reading it, I'm like, but I don't see any. Like, I'm like, are all the men in this society loyal? Because like, I'm not seeing it as I'm reading this. Like, it is so confusing to me. And then like the main character, I'm like, she has no self-esteem. Like, she does not think she's attractive, nothing. And I'm like, but then like throughout the whole book, like all of the bros, even the girlies are like, oh, she's fine. She's hot. And I'm like, I know that like you can have like a different perspective of yourself, and that like, you know, just because you're beautiful doesn't mean you feel beautiful. Like, totally get it. But that is not expounded upon. Like, in these books, they just keep saying it because I'm like, okay, you're trying to make her relatable, but like, she's giving hot girl energy. Like, she's giving Beyonce. Like, what is this? Okay. I need to get up. I forgot to look up how to pronounce your name, and I want to say it right on stream. Guys, I need to like step out of the room and listen to this pronunciation, because I'm looking at it on my computer screen. So if you guys don't know, the creator who just left a comment in the chat is a huge supporter. Check out all of her Twitch streams. She is amazing, but she gets on all the time, and it's just like a good vibe. We have a good vibe. She's a good person. And long story short is I can never say her name right. So she has sent me voice recordings on how to pronounce her name. I have a sticky on my computer, and my brain is just like, I don't remember how to say it. I'm not going to get up though. So E said, I can't watch right now, but why did you use the Smiling Friends sketch? I would have sent the final if I knew you wanted to use it. Listen, I did not know I was going to use that, but when I was making up the PowerPoint for this, my brain was like, oh, you remember when she posted that on Twitter? We need it. I just found it so funny, and I felt like it fit so perfectly with the stream topic. Next time I'll DM you. Tuesday Art said, drives me bonkers when a character gets hotter when they take their glasses off. My glasses frame my face. I look so much worse without my glasses. That is another thing. Like, it is so interesting to me how, like, I'm like, if you're hot in general, like, you're going to look hot with or without glasses on. Like, is this a Clark Kent thing? Like, I'm very confused. Like, is that what's going on here? Like, so Superman, I don't know if you guys have ever looked this up, but this is getting way off topic. I feel like people were like, would always say about Superman, you should be able to tell who Superman is. apparently, from what I remember, like when Superman puts on his glasses, there's like some sort of like effect that goes around people where they can't recognize him for real, for real. So that's what's happening. Like, it's not that people don't recognize it, it's that there's some sort of like wibbly wobbly, timey wimey sort of thing going on. So, to all of the characters out there that are very beautiful but the boys don't notice, it just means that you haven't met your soulmate yet. That means that your book, like, I wish there was moments in books where like the narrator and the main character could talk and like the character would be like, bro, like, everyone keeps telling me I'm hot, but I don't feel hot. And the narrator would be like, yeah, you're supposed to feel that way because like when you find true love, girly pop, like, it's going to be forever and ever. Like, it's going to be no one else. I've been saving you for Sebastian Hook Hands the Fifth. Like, I could just imagine conversations like that. Please, guys, if you guys want to do something cool at the end of your episode, do interviews with your characters and have them like answering the most random things or asking the most random things. I would eat that up. I love some like fourth wall breaking type stuff where it's just like, so this is what my character would say in this scenario. Love it, love it, love it. All right, let's move on. Okay, we're entering into relationships, which you guys have already talked about. And we're continuing the theme of me giving y'all amazing art to accompany what I'm talking about. Okay. Another meme reference. I am confusion about any romantic relationship in any story. They are stressful. Like, it does not make me want to be in a relationship. I am just like, I am not here for this. I do not want it. Like, please take it away. Because everything is confusing. Like, no one can ever just be like, hey, girl, I like you. And for the other character to respond, I like you too. Let's be together. Oh, yeah. I will say, Kaguya-sama Love is War, literally the best. Literally the best. Like, it is the best thing since sliced cheese. Like, I love the fact that they, like, that is the one anime, the one story where I will let it go. Because it is just so ridiculous. Them, like, two geniuses trying to battle over confessing to each other. Chef's kiss. Love it. Couldn't be any better. Also, what are you guys drinking? I have water, as I always do, which is boring, but I'm drinking apple cider. It is so good. And so, okay, let's talk about this confusing thing. Like, I just don't get it. Like, is it always supposed to be confusing? Like, is every moment of the relationship supposed to be confusing? Because if that was me in that relationship, I would literally be like, I'm out. Like, I'm sorry. Every time we try to do anything, like we're trying to do an easy date and go somewhere. Fine, cool, let's do it. And then literally the moment we step out, it's a fight. I'm out. I do not want this. Do not want it at all. I'm out. And I feel for any character that goes through that on the regular. Like, it is the worst. Sometimes it's really good though. Like, certain stories do it right where it's not annoying. I think it gets annoying where everything is a conflict and I'm just like, y'all are toxic for each other. This is a toxic relationship. Like, and then they end up together at the end. I'm like, why? What? Y'all fought the whole time. He is not a feminist icon. He does not support you in your dreams. All right, next point. The love interest. This is a reference to Princess Lavender Arsenic Avocado Basket. Like, this is a reference to her. In that little meme thing, she's like, I have my two love interests, boring pale boy and boring tan boy. And I'm just like, why is that so true? Like, like the first one is introduced, so we're gonna use Twilight because, like, iconic. Like, so Bella is in love with Edward, obviously. Like, girl is like ripping herself apart. Like, there is a whole section in the books where you are flipping empty pages, and I literally wanted to like write a letter to Stephanie Meyer and be like, girl, I am doxing you 10 cents for every page I had to flip to get to the next chapter. Like, there are better ways to let me know that time passed. actually is a really cool idea and I love it. But it was like in hindsight, I'm just like, could you imagine if somebody was like 100 years passed and you bought like a book and it's like 400 pages and 100 pages were blank? That would be some straight up tea. Like, that would be hilarious. So Bella is in love with Pale, serial killer boy who wants to devour her constantly, but is in a constant battle because like he's actually really good and he's like in love with her too, but really he wants to eat her. It's really weird because it's like, ooh, I don't want to say that. It's like a rabbit falling in love with a lion, like, or a lion falling in love with a rabbit. Oh, it's Beastars! Anyway, so if you get the reference, you get the reference there. I don't think I need to elaborate on that any further. But it's just like so confusing to me to be like, this love interest is bad for you and they're boring. And like every side character you meet is amazing. Like Bella should have ended up with Alice. I said it. But like, why is every character terrible? Like Edward's like, hey, girl, you smell. What? Like, why did you find that? Like, first of all, I would be offended. Like, even if I did smell, I'd be like, oh, I don't care how hot you are. Like, we're not going to be together. Like, that's the first thing you say to me? Red flag. Then you meet boring tan boy. And like both boys are boring. Like I mean Bella's boring too, but it's also like she's the main character. I guess she's supposed to be boring. But like Edward's boring too. Like he's like, oh, I just can't be with you because not for like actual legitimate reasons that make sense, but because like I'm cold and broody. And then like Jacob's like, I'm too young for you, Bella, because I'm 13. And so it's just like, okay, so your love interest is boring 120-year-old man or like boring tan boy. But they both have interesting qualities. And so that's what makes it even worse. Is like your characters have like these interesting things that are said about them. It's like, oh, he's a vampire. Oh, he's a werewolf. They don't do anything with those powers. Why? Okay. Now I put here the mom is used as a plot device, but it could be a dad. Really, this is the mentor role. Like your mentor has like really no relationship with your main character. And so like they're just there to drop like wisdom bombs here and there. And then, you know, of course to die because like my character can now make decisions on their own because their mentor's dead. Like I hate that because I'm like, okay, just because like my like parents are still alive, it doesn't mean like I can't make choices on my own. I can't ask for their advice. But it's like, we have to kill the mentor. Otherwise, the character will collaborate with other people to make a choice. And we want to make sure that the character makes a choice on their own. Listen, buddy. A person makes a choice of their own regardless if they consult people or not. Like, let me just walk into these, like... I would be like the worst character in any book because people would be talking about stuff and I would be like, okay, listen. I'm y'all's lawyer and I'm here to advise you. Like, that's what you pay me to do. Like, if you're not paying me, I'm going to leave. So like, here's my advice on your situation. Take it or leave it. You're still making the choice. And if it makes you feel better, you can pay me more money. I'm your mentor through money. Like, I would be the worst character. Also, if you want to steal that idea, if you want your character's mentor to be a money-hungry lawyer named Apollo, do it. Oh man, Delphi said, that's something I find cringe. Yes. Are we talking about boring love interests? Terrible. Yeah, a boring main character. Yes, who people can project into. I prefer to read stories about interesting characters. Yes, your main character should be interesting. Like, I don't care if they're clueless about the world. Like, they should be interesting. I'm looking at you. Boring characters. Like, I had one in mind and like her name immediately left my brain. It's the one that Rhys-Ann is in where like his character becomes like his love interest, the main character of the series. She becomes like the avatar of like all of the seasons. So like in that series there's like 4 seasons, but then they also have like Dawn afternoon and night. I don't remember what they all are, to be honest, but like she becomes avatar of all of those things. And I swear she is the most boring character. I'm like, girl, you can control everything. I would literally be sending blizzards on people all the time. That's how you would know if you're being attacked by me. I'm sending a blizzard onto your homeland. You would be like, no, Apollo. I'd be like, that's right. You crossed me one too many times. Oh, Millie is drinking apple juice. Hey, we're in the apple cider club or apple club. Oh my good grief. All right. Okay, so this is all of the random things that I just find to be annoying. Which also, you guys totally share anything that you find to be weird, that you find to be annoying, that you find cringeworthy. Leave it in the comments down below or leave it in chat right now. Well, oh, I don't know why this America thing is on here again. My bad. Oh, here it is. But it's true love. Okay, listen. I hate it when a character says this because I'm like, no, it's not. Like, he did not abandon you for true love. That is not how that works. Love is enduring. like sometimes, and it's so weird to me because I can kind of see this for certain characters. Like, let's say it's a younger character, maybe like early teens, maybe even late teens. I'll let you get away with it. Like, there are characters out there, people out there that are like, I don't care, it's true love. Love it. I love it if you love it, says the person who doesn't love it. Like, I mean, it's one of those things where I'm just like, the true love excuse is so annoying to me because I feel like sometimes people say that, but they are not expressing like why. Like, okay, I get it. You want to stand by your partner. I get it. And I'm here for it. But saying, well, because I love them. Okay, but like they killed a bunch of people. Like they're Hannibal Lecter. Like, why? Why? I need you to say more than just true love. But it's true love. Girl, he was about to kill you. Like I know he was killing other people and coming home to you and your children. But like, you were on the list. Like, y'all were the finale. Like, he was practicing on the others. And you can't tell me otherwise. Delphi said, I love stories about teens because they have an excuse to do dumb stuff. Listen, I agree, but I feel like there's limits to it. Like, sometimes I'm like, homeboy has crossed you one too many times. It is not true love. So this happens in books that I've read a lot for some reason. The hot guy character, okay, it is either a motorcycle where he's like, you want to ride on my motorcycle so you can cling on to me? Like I get it. That energy, like that, I get it. But there's also this other trope where it's like he has a Wrangler and it has no doors on it and no hood, and it's like hot guy energy. Like, and he's always out there washing it shirtless. He's always like doing the most when it comes to this Wrangler. Like, this Wrangler could do no wrong, and like the girl is just like always like looking out her window, like, is he out there washing the Wrangler? And I'm like, what is he washing? It has no doors, no roof. Like, he is spraying the inside with a hose. Like, let's hope that he doesn't ruin the engine. Like, that is the most delusional thing, I swear. Delphi said, I hate it when a couple of adults get into a misunderstanding and it drags through the plot because they can't have a conversation. Anyone but you. Yeah, yes! Like, I don't understand. At a certain point, it's like, this could be resolved with the conversation, but both characters are so prideful but that they can't do it. And I especially hate it when a character is not established as being prideful, because it's like, she was so sweet and understanding and she just wants to help all of her friends. Why can't she resolve this issue? Like, make it make sense, please writers. Like, please, at least if you're gonna go down that road, let it be said that they are both stubborn beyond belief. Oh, Luz, hello. Girl characters who scream when the boy sees her in underwear but then gloats in her Brazilian bikini. Listen, I don't know what it is, like why people view like bikinis and swimwear differently from like underwear, because I'm like, it's practically the same thing. And sometimes depending on the bikini, I don't know about a Brazilian bikini, like your boy don't know like the different types of bikinis out there. Like I'm guessing this is like the real skimpy one, but I'm just saying like sometimes them bikinis are like basically like X-rated lingerie. Like it might as well be silly string. And I'm just like, and y'all out here in public like that. Is this a nudist beach? Are we at a nudist beach? And this is another thing. It's a main character, but she's not cute and doesn't have self-confidence. I'm like, girl would be in a cover-up. I know what that is. Tate said, I mean, communication is hard sometimes, though. I completely agree that communication is hard. I get it. But for the sake of the story, like, if we have one full chapter of that, like, it needs to develop into explaining, like, why they're not communicating, like, why they feel so, like, ingrained in wanting to die on this hill, like why it's so important to both of them to not resolve the issue. Like I would even prefer if one of them reached out and the other one was like no, because then at least it's kind of showing like it's giving that energy of like there is progression being made in the story, and so it's really like putting the burden on one character opposed to the other. So like if your main character isn't reaching out but the love interest does, so it's like, oh okay, the main character, like she was down bad on this topic. Like she was like, I'm not breaking. I will not break. Because I have a friend like this. Like literally, you cross them, you are dead to them. Like it doesn't matter how much you reach out to them. So I get it. Makes sense. I feel you. But in a story, stories are not real life. Like I'm sorry, but sometimes you've got to cut out the fluff. Like I do not need a whole chapter of your characters talking about nothing. Like I'm not here for that. And I'm sorry, most readers aren't either, because if it slows down the plot to the degree where it's like, man, they were doing something really interesting. Now we're at a pizza parlor for a whole chapter and they didn't drop any information, anything new. This was literally them just talking. Why was this not cut in the edit? Who is your editor? Because they did you wrong. Oh, Tate also said, especially when one of the people doesn't know a misunderstanding is happening. Now that is explainable. I do like that. Now that is reasonable, and I would not count that as cringe. I count it as cringe when they're both being extremely stubborn. Tuesday said, yeah, there are limits to how dumb a teenager should be. A boy should not be harassing his friend to give him a chance, to the point she has to cry for him to realize he's pushing boundaries. Yes. They're like children. Okay, I get it for the sake of plot. Sometimes you're like, okay, we're evil. But like, also, no. Like, some kids are dumb, but they better be dumb. Like, if you're writing a dumb character, they better be dumb. They better not be doing some super smart stuff. Because if you have, like, this genius level character, and there are different types of intelligence, like emotional intelligence, and then, you know, you have the more academic intelligence. But, like, if a character has proven that they are emotionally intelligent to a reasonable degree, like, I would feel that they would pick up that they're pushing someone's boundaries. Just me. Delphi said, for me, it's more like if the guy is a jerk and teen, I find it easier to buy a redemption arc than if it's adult. I agree. I will give teen characters the benefit of the doubt a lot of the time, because I'm like, you're still a baby. You're still growing. Delphi said, doesn't excuse the behavior, but they can change. Yes, does not excuse the behavior. I love it when a character, there are certain books where the characters to love interest, they just cannot reconcile, and I love that. I'm like, yes, there are certain points in certain relationships where it's just like, we cannot move past this. Sorry, it's not happening. Tuesday said, that's fair. Yep. Tate said, yeah, it needs to be clear to the reader. Oh, this is like the most random thing that I feel like people are like, this is relatable. I'm like, is it though? Is it? Like when a character specifically talks about like the way they eat, and they're like, I love hamburgers. And then like the guy character is like, you do? What? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's more women on the planet than there are men. So do you think like these businesses are not like thriving off of like female patronage? Like, what is this? And the guy's like there is a specific book that I remember they made such a big deal about this. And like she was like, I love cheeseburgers, the greasier the better. And he was like, oh, every girl I take out, she only likes salads. And I'm like, I mean, I feel like you're trying to do the pick me girl thing. Like she's like, I'm not like other girls. I'm Avocado, Arsenic, Basket, Lavender, and I like greasy cheeseburgers. And it's like, girl, sit down. Oh, okay. So this is like a double-edged sword for me because when it's done well, it's done well. But there are certain characters out there where they're just like, reality who? Like, it's like they live in an alternate universe to all of the other characters, which could be super fun when written right. But it's also one of those moments where it's like, what? I'm not understanding. Like, what happened here? Like, how did you think that throwing the sword from there would reach over there and land in the dragon's eye, and then the dragon would die because the sword would lodge in through the eye and go straight into the brain and out through the back of their head? I'm like, who comes up with this stuff? Like, what? Like, it's just like so delusional to me sometimes. It's like I get it. It's a fantasy world, but also like sometimes I'm just like, but you were weak like 2 minutes ago. Like you couldn't even run up the hill. Tuesday said, stories are not real life. Yes, the main story should move the plot along. Save your self-indulgent stuff for Patreon. Yes, I love self-indulgent stuff. I was just telling you guys about, doing a little interview with your characters at the end of the episode. Love it. Would eat that stuff up. I'm all here for it. Like, please advertise that on your Patreon. That is a good idea for Patreon. We need to do a stream to like jam out ideas for Patreon, because I feel like a lot of people are always like, I don't know what to offer for tiers. I'm like, offer whatever you want. Offer something that's gonna be fun for your audience, that they would want, that they would enjoy. And listen, your audience want to know about your favorite characters. Nobaya said, when you read a romance but you realize the main character is the author's self-insert. Millie said, what's wrong with the what's wrong with a self-insertion story? Okay, listen. Low-key, I feel like a lot of writers like are doing self-insert type of stuff. And I don't think that's necessarily bad. I think it's bad when it's written bad. It's like, girl, is this you? Oh, okay. So this is also in reference to that video I keep talking about. I feel like we should just watch it at this point. But like, I put on there, bangs are symbolic of character development. It is so funny to me that character development is always associated with some sort of fashion or some sort of aesthetic change. It's like, and then he cut his hair, and now we knew he was a mature, sophisticated businessman. And I'm like, did we know that? I'm like, because like everybody else was looking, pretty stylish too. Like, they didn't get glow ups, and I'm pretty sure all of the other characters changed too. Like, what is this? Like that's one of the things where it drives me crazy. I'm like, okay, so she got a makeover. The sword that when she was fighting against, the villain, they were clashing swords, and he went to slice her face, and like all of a sudden now, like she dodged it, but it got the top of her hair, and now she has bangs, and so now she understands the villain. She completely gets the villain 100%, and now she fully understands how to help him and how to win and save the day because her hair was cut. I'm like, was it not like the hard work she did with self-reflection? Okay, I'm gonna move on. I know it's a visual cue to the audience, but it just drives me crazy because I'm like, okay, so now she's another character. Got it. Beanie said, there's something therapeutic about cringy self-inserts. We were all 12 once. Listen, your boy, I feel like I have some self-inserts, but like I also feel like a lot of our characters are like different aspects of our personality or different aspects of like who we are sometimes, because like we're drawing influence from our own brain. So like a lot of times every character might have a little bit of unhinged in you. I can totally see like some of my villains who are just like, "Muhahaha." Like that's me sometimes when I'm in my room by myself. Like when I'm in here jamming to like a Blackpink song where I am like shaking it like nobody's watching. Like I feel like that's my villains. So like, I mean, I get it. Like I'm here for some self-inserts. I'm just here for good writing. Okay. I just want some good writing. Cause cringy stuff, like the concept of it can be cringy, but it can be good if it's written good. Like there's some stuff out there where it's just like, but when it's written good, you're like, oh, that's the same concept as that. Completely different stories. Delphi said, I love a design change to show character development. Girl cuts her hair after breakups all the time. Listen, I get that, you know, people change with, like, there's psychology behind it. I get it. People change. Sometimes people, you know, develop a different aesthetic after something major happens in their life. I get it. I don't disagree. It just bothers me sometimes in stories where I'm like, so we're in the medieval time and like hair was never important to you, but now you've changed. Like, I get it. I get what you're saying. It's me. I'm the problem here. It's just my pet peeve. Like, if your characters do that, don't worry. Other people probably don't care, but I do. Okay. Oh, Lo said, what about characters that wear the same clothes no matter the situation and never torn? Oh, yes, drives me insane. I'm like, so your clothes were like burnt to a crisp last episode and now you're wearing the same outfit. That can be funny depending on what happens. Like if you went to their closet and it was like a monk situation where it's like, literally I went to the store and bought all of these. It's like, okay, dude, I see you. Or it's like a Men in Black thing. It's like, obviously we're gonna wear black suits every day. Like that's the uniform. Okay, got it. Otherwise, no. Change every once in a while. If you're lounging around in your house, I don't want to see your character in their uniform. Like if they are at home, it's like, can they not be in a t-shirt right now? Oh, they went on a date, they're in their uniform. It's Saturday though. Did they go to school? Yes. Everybody in this world has the ability to regenerate clothing. Yes. Delphi said, you can write yourself into your story and people who don't know you will just read it as a character. Exactly. 100%. Okay, so I wanted us to look at Reddit because there is a little Reddit post that's like about cringe webtoons. And this is kind of where I got that idea from. So if you don't know, I live on Reddit, like at this point, like when I'm looking up webtoon stuff, I'm like, what does Reddit have to say? Is anything going on with Reddit? So that's literally me all the time. So let's go ahead and pull this up. And so this person says, some webtoons are so cringe. Not all of them, but I'm seeing so much cringe on webtoons lately. Plots were written literally by 12-year-olds. So we're just going to spend a few minutes looking at this. Not too long. I didn't want this to be a super long stream. So they said, like, and I liked a lot of what was being said here. I thought it was very, very interesting because I was like, oh, I actually like this idea. So this person said, it's normal. It's a free platform. It's best not to be too negative. I don't want to discourage some kid or newbie writer for evolving. 100%. Like, you have no clue who wrote this story. It could be a child, and this child's art could be a banger, but they could still literally be 12 years old. Like, sometimes life experience does help with writing. Like studying doesn't always help. Like experiencing the rural can really help things to be more well-rounded. So just saying. Okay, let's see. There was another comment I thought was really nice. Okay, this person just said, it's a mostly free platform where I'm sure a lot of artists are trying to get their start. There's a lot of books and movies I don't like, but I'm not mad at people for wanting to make them. Sucking at something is the first step towards being kind of good at something. Like, seriously, like people cannot just expect people to like work on their first series. I don't care who you are. And I mean, like, this is general. I feel like 90% of people working on their first story, their first comic, their first book, first novel, first animation, whatever it is, it's probably not going to be that good. It might be okay. It might be decent. And you might be in the rare percentage where it's like a banger. But the thing about that is, like, you have to get started somewhere. Otherwise, you're just going to be one of those people that's constantly trying to do something and it never happens. You're like, yes, I want to be a webtoon creator, but ... I'm afraid to suck. Well, it doesn't matter how much you study. You won't know you're good until you put it out there. Okay, this person said, it's like most of films think the audience is dumb, and I'm saying it's not only about the 12th. Like, really, there are so much better shows that don't think you are an idiot, but there are not too much also that aren't always for adults. So that's the thing too. So on Webtoons, there are stories on there that are more mature, and there are stories on there that are for children, like literally children. So that's just the thing. Like, you have to kind of figure out to a reasonable degree, like, was this story even meant for me? It could be meant for a Gen Zer. And are you a Gen Zer? Then the story's probably not for you. Tuesday said, I love visual cues for character development. I plan on using it quite a bit for my webcomics, especially since one has a heavy focus on fashion. Ooh, see, okay, I like that. Like, I like where it sets it up that fashion is important or styling is important in the series from the beginning. It just bothers me when it comes out of nowhere where they're like, and now, like Yona of the Dawn, I cut off my hair, which I totally get that in Yona of the Dawn, like, she was like, I'm a pretty princess and I have long, beautiful hair, and now I cut it. I'm rugged and strong. Like, I get it. So don't think I don't get it. I'm just saying, it drives me crazy when it happens for no reason. Hello. Marisol. We are talking about cringe stuff. Like, so tell us what you find to be cringeworthy whenever you're reading a story. All right, we're going to look at one more comment from the Reddit. Okay, so this person said, stop, I'm making a comment based on a story when I was 12, but I think it's actually completely written. Like, I couldn't write a cohesive story now, so I'm glad I got the story done and over with 5 years ago, because 12-year-old me had some ideas, sparkle, but I get what you mean. So basically they were just talking about how, like, the writing is not that great and whatnot. And so I'm just like, guys, stories are meant for everybody. It's a free platform. It's not a published work. Like, people are just out there, you know, making stories. Let people cook. Let them learn. You never know. A future, like, webtoon creator original for the biggest series could be on Canvas right now. Oh, I wanted to look at this. I forgot about this comment. I remember reading it earlier. Hi, Josie. What up? Beanie said, please don't play my girl Yona. Sakura's haircut was the worst though. Yeah, yes, okay. So Sakura's haircut, I get that, like, to me, they never really emphasized that she was like a pretty girl, like a girly girl. Like, she just seemed like a normal girl to me. And then she was like, and I cut off my hair and now me and Ino are gonna fight. And then literally Ino was like, but I could use my hair as part of my jutsu. I was like, see, make it make sense. And then Ino grew her hair back out and Sakura's like, I'm gonna keep it short. I was like, no, Sakura, you don't look that good with short hair to me. I'm sorry. I was like, they did you wrong, Sakura. They really did. They really did. All the Naruto girly pops were done bad. Okay, so this person said, Webtoon Canvas is supposed to be a platform for writers and artists of all levels to develop their experience and have an audience for their stories. Also, a lot of the webcomics are translated into English, so your life experience may not be their target audience. It may make more sense in its original language or a different culture. On that same note, when I was developing my Spanish skills and pushing myself to write short stories, I know how difficult it was to try and write with the same level of skill I know I have in English in a second language. I'm not sure if you're a writer or an artist yourself, but everyone has to grow and learn from their work. This is something I 100% agree because, listen. Sometimes translation can make a big difference in understanding and really being immersed into a story. So if something was written in another language, it is one of those things where it's like, okay, clearly it was popular enough to get a translation. So it's likely good. So it's either not a story for you or the translation's not the greatest. Delphi said, oh, sorry, getting a text. Okay. Delphi said, Sakura's forehead has a normal size. Okay, I did not understand why they were always on her forehead so hard. I was like, literally, can we like put everybody's forehead next to hers? It's the same length. Like, she looks normal, okay, guys? Like, I don't know why y'all are so, like, down bad on this. And also, like, I felt like Sakura was kind of owning it because, like, she could have just given herself bangs. Like, she could have gone the Hinata route. I was like, girl, if you hate it that much, like, clearly, like, I don't know. Like, maybe it was one of those moments where you feel insecure about it, but you're also like, but it looks normal. So, like, I don't know. But they didn't explore that enough for me. And if she was supposed to be the girly girl that, like, they were trying to make her out to be with the hair thing, which did not make sense. I still don't understand. Like, the hair thing was a huge thing because they were like, hair is a weakness and whatnot. And then, like, literally everybody grows out their hair when they get old. Hinata's hair is long. What's the other girl? Ino's hair is long. Like, literally Tsunade's hair is long. Like, everybody has stupid long hair. Orochimaru's hair is long. Like... And Orochimaru's up there. Like, ain't nobody pulling his hair, her hair, their hair, whatever Orochimaru is. I don't know his pronouns. Like, I'm sorry if I'm getting them wrong. Okay. So that's it for the Reddit article. I just wanted to share that. And basically, I wanted to also say, like, don't be a gatekeeper on Webtoons. Like, let everybody cook. Like, everybody's just on there to have fun. If the series not for you, don't worry about it. Like, that person could end up being your friend. Like, hey, when I release my upcoming Webtoon series, if you guys hate it, I don't care. You can still come hang out with me on the stream and you can be like, Apollo, it sucks. I just could not read it. I'm sorry. I did take some screenshots of some of the characters because I'm confident in my character designs. But other than that, it wasn't for me, dude. It wasn't for me. I get it. I'm not going to be mad at you. Not every story is for everybody. So, like, it is what it is. But we can all support each other, right? We can be nice about it. Like, there's a lot of stories out there that we are not going to like. So, it's just one of those situations where if it is cringe, hey, more power to you and your community because y'all are popping off together. But I'm not a part of it. Okay, I need to go back to the PowerPoint. I'm struggling. Okay, and play from current slide. Did you guys notice that there was transitions during this? Did you notice I have leveled up the amount of detail that I have put into the streams? I'm gonna be bringing some hardcore stuff here in the nearest future. So I just want to say thank you for joining my TED Talk. This was a very serious conversation. I want to give a huge thank you to Princess Lavender Arsenic Avocado Basket, the star of this stream. I loved it so much. If you have not seen that meme, I'm going to link it down in the description so that you can watch it over and over again like I do for inspiration about my main characters. So, and with that, we are just going to easily transition. So now we've entered into our creator shout out, and this week's creator shout out goes to the series Child of Raw. So please be sure to check out the creator's information. I'll have everything linked in the description down below, but let's look at the description. So it says, abandoned in Egypt as a child, Saphira has resigned herself to the life of a thief, but the gods might have other plans. Not only does she get tangled in the crown prince's struggle for the throne, she soon finds herself in the center of a prophecy to save the world. So if you enjoy drama and if you enjoy fantasy, please check out The Child of Raw and support the creator Sara Bittner on all of her social media. I'm sure she would love it, and be sure to let her know that Apollo sent you. All right, and so in the future, if you're watching this, please comment down below. Our question to the community is, if cringe is bad? Why do some cringeworthy webtoons succeed? I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions down below. Also, be sure to check out our Patreon. We have exclusive content on there. And here is a quick shout out to all of our wonderful patrons. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you so much for the support. I'm working on pre-production over there so you can get all of the evil fitness behind the scenes, as well as some Patreon exclusives where I talk about random stuff throughout the month, things that I really enjoy. And so with that, I will bid you all adieu. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye.